definition. Hydrodynamic forces of jets on the plates means that we are going to calculate the force exerted by the jet of water on the surface it is striking. Imagine the screen is the surface, and on this screen I am throwing a jet of water. I am releasing jet of water, water jets, right? So if I'm striking any water on this surface, what is the force exerted by the water on this surface is what we need to calculate. That is only called as hydrodynamic force. Hydrodynamic forces. Hydro, water. Dynamic means the jet of water is in motion and it is striking the surface. Then what is the force exerted? So ultimately what we are going to calculate in this complete concept, F value, force exerted. By whom? Jet of water. On whom? Plate. Here plate means not your eating plate. Plate is a surface on which it is striking. So when liquid or water, when it comes out in the form of a jet, it will have very high pressure. We all know. See, even I think you have experienced this practically when you are watering the plants through you taking the help of a hose pipe. You see water flowing through that pipe. But if you want more pressure, what you would do? You would put your finger, you would close the hose pipe with half of your finger and you would make it to flow with some pressure. And even if you want to allow the water to fall for a greater distance, longer distance also, what you would do? You would close the pipe with half of a finger and you would get that pressure, correct? So when that pressure will come, when is the normal flowing water is suddenly converted into pressure flowing water? When you decrease the area. Here you are closing the hose pipe with your finger means you are decreasing the area. Hence the pressure is increasing. We all know pressure is force by area. So pressure and area are indirectly proportional to each other. So once the area will decrease, pressure will increase. So that's why to get jet of water, even if you have been to your service centers, you generally give your bikes or your cars for servicing, right? There also, if you observe, the person who is washing your car will exert water with some pressure, no, to wash away all the dirt and the mud stuck to your bike or underneath your car. Normal water, if you spray, nothing will happen. He will exert it with some pressure. So how the water is coming out with pressure? Because it is coming out through a small area. So exactly from where it is ejecting out means from a nozzle. You all know what's a nozzle, right? Even when you play for Holi also, you play the water gun. So where the jet of water is coming outside. So there you have a nozzle. So when water is coming out from a nozzle, the pressure will come. Means there the area, nozzle is reducing the area of the flow, thereby in giving more pressure. So when the liquid is coming out in the form of a jet, means when it is coming out from the nozzle, it will have more pressure. So when this more pressure jet, you call it jet of water. When I use the word from now onwards, jet means it's not your flying jet. It's the jet of water which is coming out from the nozzle. So when this jet of water, we are particularly calling the word jet of water to say that the water is having more pressure. So when this jet of water is coming out from the nozzle with pressure, and when it strikes a surface, what will happen? It will exert some force on the surface it is coming in contact with. That only is what we call hydrodynamic force, or we also call impact of jet. You can understand the word impact of jet. Means the force exerted by the jet of water on the plate. Here plate means the surface on which this jet of water is striking. Okay. Now we understood what is the definition of impact of jet or hydrodynamic force of jet. But how do we calculate this? See, I'm saying that, okay, I am exerting water with some pressure on the surface to clear off the dirt or the mud. So hence, due to that pressure force, the dirt is coming away. So the surface is cleaned. This is what you assume practically. But how should I calculate that value? how should I calculate mathematically this much force fell on this surface? You use Newton's second law of motion, as simple as that. We all knew Newton's second law of motion. Mathematical expression is F is equal to m into A. Mass of the fluid into acceleration of the fluid. But directly we cannot substitute acceleration here, because the water is coming out from the nozzle, it is traveling some distance and it is then falling on the surface. So directly you cannot substitute acceleration. So for this, instead of substituting acceleration A value directly in F is equal to ma, we again take the help of impulse momentum equation. Means we consider the velocity before striking, because we are saying when the water is coming out from the nozzle, the pressure is changing. Indirectly, the velocity of water is changing. So after striking the plate, what is happening to the velocity of water? Now, with some force, you exerted water on the wall. After the water striking the wall, what is happening to the velocity of water? It is coming to rest position, or it's traveling again with some other velocity. Is the velocity reducing, or it is becoming zero? We don't know. So that's a reason acceleration will not be substituted directly. Again, we take the help of impulse momentum equation. So if you get a question like how is the hydrodynamic force created by the jet is calculated, means either from Newton's second law or from impulse momentum equation. So if you see any two of these options, you can give the correct answer. Basic formula is Newton's second law of motion, F equal to ma. Right. So this is the definition of impact of jet. Why I'm showing you this word is because in our laboratory we have an experiment impact of jet on vanes. Probably once you finish off your fluid mechanics cycle, you would start with hydraulic machines cycle number 2. There our first experiment is impact of jet. Impact of jet means what? Impact created by the jet of water on the surface on which it is striking. So here impact means what? Force exerted. That's what I have written here. Force exerted by the jet of water on the plate, means on the surface. And remember one more thing, guys. This plate can be stationary or moving. Either of the cases. Means when a jet of water is striking a surface, this plate can be at rest position, and also when jet of water is striking, this plate can be moving. Okay, it could be a moving or it could be a fixed. So how I'll make you understand this is, imagine your fan. So imagine, just I'm trying to tell you, so you have the blades of your fan, right? The wings of your fan. So if your fan is at off position now, maybe your fan is at rest now. So imagine you are putting the water with some pressure on your blade of your fan. So it means that now the surface is stationary. Imagine when the fan is rotating, so the blades are moving, the wings are moving, then you are exerting force on it. You are exerting the same water pipe force on the blades of the fan when it is in motion. So either of the cases, if you see, one time the surface was at rest, means the plate was at rest. On the other hand, the plate was moving. So in both the cases, the force exerted by the jet of water will be considered. Okay. So first we will start off with stationary case. Your stationary means who is stationary? Your plate is stationary. The surface is stationary. The surface is at rest position. The surface is not moving. It's fixed. And second criteria will be moving case. Right. So as told earlier, we are going to consider both conditions when the plate is at rest as well as plate is in motion. So when we are talking about stationary case, we have three sub conditions or three sub criteria which we use or where we need to calculate the force exerted. One is plate is vertical to the jet, plate is inclined to the jet, and plate is curved. Plate means who? The surface. The surface will be vertical to the jet. If the water is striking horizontally, the plate would be vertical, 90 degrees to it. Next, plate is inclined. Means when the water is striking horizontally, the plate will be in an inclined fashion, inclined with some angle of theta. Similarly, when the plate can be curved also. Always, why do you imagine that the surface should be flat and horizontal or straight? It could be a curved surface also, no? So that case. And remember guys, the same three conditions will be repeated for moving plate also. Imagine the same plate, the vertical plate, inclined plate and the curved plate, when it is in motion. Means now the plate is also moving. For that also again we have three cases. So totally we are going to calculate, or we will be calculating, force exerted by the jet of water on stationary plate as well as moving plate. So stationary plate, we have three cases. The plate can be standing vertically, or the plate can be inclined, or the plate geometry can be curved. Similarly, for moving plate also we have the three cases. So both stationary and moving, the conditions will be same. Now let's see what is the force exerted. So today in this session we'll start off with stationary plate, the first one. Okay. So first, coming to stationary plate condition. Now in this I'll be discussing the first three: vertical, inclined and curved. Okay, let's see how many we can cover in this session. First we will cover the entire stationary conditions, then we will go to moving conditions. Coming to the stationary plate, the very first one is obviously vertical plate. So now all of you please look at the figure. So this is a pipe, because this sort of figures would be common to all the remaining derivations. Now this pipe is there, water is flowing through the pipe. I told the water should strike the surface with pressure. So for this I need to reduce the area of the pipe. So for that I fitted a nozzle. So you can see here the area got reduced. So when the water is coming out from this reduced area, obviously it would become a jet of water. Pipe, nozzle, and this is the jet of water. Means the water is coming out in the form of a jet. And now this is the plate. The black color one is the plate. And this indicates that it is fixed. Okay, this symbol indicates that the plate is fixed. Even when you're drawing it in the examination also, make sure that you would draw these symbols which indicate that it's a fixed. Now you draw for your fixed beams, right? Like that. So it's a fixed plate, indicating it's a stationary plate. And now the water with some velocity v, it is striking this plate. Now practically imagine, now when this water is coming and striking this plate, after falling on this plate, what it would do? Where will the water go? Some water will go like this, some water would go like this. And mostly there would be no scope of water traveling in the upward direction, because we all know water, again there is gravity force which is pulling down. So once the jet of water strikes like this, the water after striking the plate will fall down. Just imagine, now just close your eyes and imagine, now we are exerting water from a pipe on the wall. Imagine our wall is our vertical surface now, the vertical plate. In this vertical plate, imagine your wall. Water after striking the wall, where it will go? It will come down, it will slide down along the plate, correct? Right. So now see here, consider a jet of water coming out from a nozzle, striking a flat vertical plate as shown in the figure. That's what we have seen. Let D is diameter of the jet, diameter of the jet of water. This one is your D. Next, A is area of cross section of the jet. B is velocity of jet. So remember one more thing guys, we are talking all in terms of jet of water. Nowhere I'm talking about the nozzle, because here we are concerned with jet and the plate. That's all. And you may ask, ma'am, how can we calculate the diameter of the jet? Because jet of water is coming out from the nozzle, how can we calculate its diameter and area? Simple. Your diameter of the jet will be same as the diameter of the nozzle, because from the nozzle only it's coming out, no? So diameter of the jet and diameter of the nozzle are same. Area of cross section of jet and area of the nozzle are the same. So simply your area of cross section of the jet will be equal to pi by 4 of d square. As simple as that, because nozzles are always circular in shape. So because why I'm telling you this is to maintain a clarity. You'll understand when you're solving problems also, and even when you come to the laboratory also you'll understand. Because I will give you the diameter of the jet. The jet we are having in our laboratory is having a dia of 10 mm, means 1 centimeter. So, but when we are substituting, we should substitute diameter of the jet. But practically, can you take the diameter of water? No. So for that, we take the diameter of the nozzle itself, right? Next, the jet after striking the plate will move along the plate. I told no, when this water is striking the plate, it will slide down. After striking, it will slowly slide down along the plate. The plate is at right angles to the jet. That's what is our vertical condition means. Whichever is the direction of flow, for that vertically or 90 degrees, you should place your plate. Hence, the component of velocity along the direction of flow after striking will be 0. Now from here we'll start our actual problem. You should understand the meaning of the words along the jet, perpendicular to the jet, etc. Now all of you have an idea of what is velocity of the fluid along the jet, or what is the meaning of the word along the direction of flow. So now here, if you all of you observe this direction symbol, this symbol indicates it is along the direction of flow. Now the water is striking this plate, it will slide down through 90 degrees. It will strike here, it will slide down. So this is 90 degrees inclination. So is there any velocity or is there any water which is flowing again in the horizontal direction after striking? Of course no. So that's what he's telling. After striking, the velocity is 0. So as I told you, what is that ultimately we are going to calculate, guys, in impact of jet? We are going to calculate force exerted. By using which law I told you? Newton's second law of motion, F equal to m into a. So from here, F is equal to mass of the fluid, m stands for mass of the fluid, into acceleration. I told directly we are not adding acceleration because here the velocity, the water is coming out with some velocity from the nozzle, it is striking the plate, and afterwards it is getting reduced. So directly you can't put a value. So for this we take the concept of momentum. How? So acceleration stands for what? Velocity by time. Correct? Definition of acceleration is velocity by time. So I would simplify this. Please listen this carefully because this is the same statement we will be using for all derivations. Okay. So what I'll write is mass by time into velocity. But I told we cannot. Now if you observe also practically, the water when it came out from the nozzle, it was having some velocity v. After striking, it deflected 90 degrees, it slided down and the velocity got 0. So is the velocity constant before striking and after striking? Even after striking the plate, is the velocity v? No. So we don't substitute velocity directly. You would write two velocities. That is initial velocity minus final velocity. So initial velocity minus final velocity. Means initial velocity means before striking the plate, what is the velocity of water? Final velocity stands for after striking the plate, what is the velocity of water? Please remember, this is the only formula we will be using for all the derivations. Mass by time into initial velocity minus final velocity. Mass by time means what? It is mass per second. Mass per second, you have one standard formula which I always tell you to remember. I'll repeat one final time now. We have density as mass by volume. So from here, mass is density into volume, dividing by second on both sides. So mass by second is equal to rho into volume, can be written as area into length by second. Length by second is called velocity. So rho AV. This is one important formula I always tell you. So one shortcut what I can tell you people is Of course, for all the derivations, we are going to calculate ultimately the value of f. You all know. So you can write f is equal to rho AV into initial velocity minus final velocity. That's all. At least this one formula you remember. So rho AV would be common for all stationary cases into initial velocity and final velocities will change. That's all, depending upon the plate condition. In our case, what is initial velocity, ma? Initial velocity means always remember before striking. What is initial velocity here? Before striking, what is the velocity of your plate? Sorry, velocity of the water. Before striking the plate, what is the velocity of water? V. After striking, what happened? 0. So it is V minus 0. So your F will be rho AV square. That's the formula. So, okay, this can be simplified based on the kind of derivation, but everybody please remember this one formula for stationary plate. Okay, rho AV into initial velocity minus final velocity. That's what is explained here. So you can go through later. So mass into initial velocity minus mass into final velocity by time. So mass by time came out, initial velocity minus final velocity. What does initial velocity mean? Velocity before striking minus final velocity means velocity after striking. So this is equal to rho AV into initial velocity. Means the water before touching the plate was V and after touching the plate it became 0. So minus 0 rho AV square. This is the formula for force exerted by the jet on a stationary vertical plate. One note point I would like to tell you is, you might ask, ma'am, why are we writing initial velocity minus final velocity but why not final minus initial? Because guys, here we are calculating force exerted by the jet on the plate. We want to know what is the impact of jet on the plate. So that's why we write initial minus final. If you're calculating the reverse, if you want to know what is the effect created by the plate on the jet, means you should write final minus initial. So you have to see who is the first subject, who is the second subject. Here the first subject is jet. So initial velocity will come first. On the plate, plate is the second subject. So minus final velocity. Got it? So this is the formula. First derivation, very basic derivation, easy derivation. Only thing everybody should remember is this formula. Mass per second into initial velocity minus final velocity, which means mass per second into velocity before striking minus velocity after striking. That's all. If you remember this one single formula, this formula will be common for all the derivations. Only things what will be changing? Initial and final velocities will keep changing. That's all. This mass per second will be common. Mass per second formula is what? Rho AV. This will be common. Into the bracket value will change. So now for vertical case, what is the formula? Rho AV square. Right. So the problem is a jet of water 50 mm diameter exerts a force of 3 kN on a flat vane held perpendicular to the direction of the jet. Find the mass flow rate. So here diameter of the jet is given as 50 mm and force is 3 kN and it is told that it is a flat vane held perpendicular to the direction of the jet. So obviously it is a vertical case condition. He is asking us to calculate mass flow rate. So mass flow rate means mass of the fluid flowing per second, which is rho AV. That is what we need to calculate. So but before that, we'll start off writing with the given data. So according to our given data, diameter of the jet small d is equal to 50 mm. So which is equal to 50 by 1000 meters. So which is 0.05 meters. So next given data is force exerted is given to us, which is 3 kilonewton, which is nothing but 3 into 10 power 3 Newton. And now immediately we will calculate area of jet. So area of jet of water A is equal to, formula is pi by 4 d square. So this is equal to pi by 4 of 0 0.05 whole square. So let's see what is the value of area. So the area value is 1.963 into 10 power minus 3 meter square. Now let's take the formula for force exerted, which is equal to rho a v square. So from here we will try to calculate the value of v. So v square is equal to f by rho into a. So v is equal to under root of f by rho into a. So which is equal to under root of 3 into 10 power 3 by rho is 1000 because it is water into area is 1.963 into 10 power minus 3. So let's see how much will be the velocity value. So the velocity is 39.09 meter per second. Now we will calculate mass flow rate. So mass flow rate is equal to rho a v, which is equal to 1000 into 1.963 into 10 power minus 3 into 39.09. So let's see how much we'll get the answer. So it is 76.73 kg per second. This is the mass flow rate of oil. Like this you should solve the problem related to perpendicular case or the vertical plate case. So hope you all understood the video. Thanks for watching.